Do you need guides, higher spiritual guides, to show you your awareness? Some people believe that they do need guides. I don't believe that I need guides. I could be in the misconception that I don't need guides and that I am actually being guided by higher beings, but I don't have the awareness of that, you see. And some people might think I am so blinded in arrogance that I no longer perceive cooperation in the spiritual planes. It's not about that. Surely there is cooperation in the energy of love, divine love. But when we allow ourselves to interpret that again on the scale of good and evil, or higher and lower, our mind separates us from the highest and assigns to us a lower position, where all of a sudden we find ourselves again at the mercy of other teachers, right? So to say you need spiritual guides, or you're guided by your ancestors, or you're guided by your archangels, that only comes about because in your consciousness and in your subconscious, you still have a degree of inferior awareness, or an awareness of inferiority. You do not perceive yourself to be at least at the equal level of those guides, at equal level of archangels, and so you defer your own awareness. You defer from your own soul awareness and take the guidance of higher beings, right? And I am not saying that is wrong. I'm saying that's the only reality that one would have if their self-awareness is not fully merged in trust within themselves. I trust myself to be the highest consciousness and highest awareness that my human avatar needs for guidance. I know myself to be that guide and guidance. At a psychological level, it allows me to up-level to a powerful position. And I don't say powerful from an arrogant, tyrannical angle. Powerful. It's really hard for us humans to accept power, to accept strength, to accept that we actually are wise beyond what our human awareness knows. You have access to infinite consciousness in your higher self. You don't have to rely on archangels. You don't have to rely on your ancestors for guidance, right? Your ancestors, let me think of this in human terms. If your ancestors could guide you, that would mean they had more consciousness than you have right now. That means we would be going backwards, right? How can your ancestors have more knowledge? Okay, not at a linear level, but being that they are in the astral plane, They have less density. They certainly have more access to consciousness on the astral plane than we do here on the earth plane. So in that sense, I can say that makes sense. But you're never going to get the highest awareness from your ancestors, only higher than what your earthly avatar is. But once you have penetrated into the highest dimension of Source God, you are coming from the highest level, your soul, and you can channel and bring that consciousness down into your human avatar. But that comes from you. That comes from you once you have glimpsed your identity of origin, that you are God. You are the highest consciousness, and you can tap into that directly. So you don't need guides on higher planes. You can access the highest plane from within yourself. That's something that even the Bible spoke of in 1 John, is it 4:21? I don't know for sure. But it says you do not need for anyone to teach you. For the anointing that is within you teaches you of all things. That's your intuition. That's your soul intuition. It will teach you about all things. And it is always true. You can trust your soul intuition to be the most sure guide. Right? So that is why I do not let my mind separate me from that highest intuition and cause me to think and believe that I need the wisdom of some guru, because I'm just not that high on the ladder. Well, you're only not that high on the ladder if your awareness is still 3D or 4D and you have not penetrated into the higher dimensions, right? But ultimately, and I hope that my musings will encourage that you will place more and more trust in your divine soul, in your essence, in your being, so that you have to go outside of yourself less and less and less, because what you bring in from yourself is freely available, right? There's no barrier to what you need when you draw from your own well, and your own well is endless. It's endless. So that's all I have for now.